Many of us Indigos get a bad rap for our warrior-like personality and behavioral traits. But the truth is, we are here to learn and teach self-love. For some, what I'm about to say will be frustrating, and for others, it will be empowering. I believe that we choose our parents, and we choose the situation that we're born into because it's perfect for our spiritual curriculum, our life purpose. And as we grow and go through the contrast or the complement, but a lot of times Indigos choose contrast in their childhood, some difficulty, hard things, because we want to wake up quick. And these contrasts to who we truly are really show us who we are. So a lot of us grew up in situations where we didn't feel understood, or we didn't really get the love that we really needed and deserved to grow. And so what happens is, as a child, your survival is based on your parents and the authorities and grown-ups in your life. So any reason you're not getting what your needs need, you're not getting your needs truly met, you're not getting loved in the way that you need to be loved, you turn it inward and you think, what is it about me? What's wrong with me that isn't getting the love, the approval, or the needs met? How can I change? Many Indigos act out because their soul knows that it's not about them, but they don't know what to do about it. And as soon as you make it their problem, your survival is at risk. You need them to survive. So it's safer to try to control the situation and make it about something you can change about you. So what we do is we start to abandon parts of ourselves, start to fear the parts of ourselves that aren't getting the love, that are feeling shame, that are getting rejected. And we start to have doubt, and we stop believing in ourselves. And so these things in childhood follow us into adulthood because we still haven't realized or wanted to admit that it wasn't ever about us. It's about a bigger purpose, that it wasn't ever our fault that we weren't getting understood or loved. The world wasn't ready for us in many ways, but also a lot of people weren't evolved and conscious. A lot of, let's just say our global consciousness was not evolving as these new kids were coming in. So what happens is we, a lot of time, take these patterns into our adulthood. And what we need to do to end these patterns, which I'll name in a little bit, but these patterns that are still in our lives that are barriers to self-love, we need to integrate that part of ourself. That deep loneliness is usually what it shows up as. But a lot of times people are afraid of the loneliness because they think that that will validate what they thought was wrong with them in the first place. So what we do is we distract ourselves in lots of relationships, or in achieving, or addiction, eating disorders. These things we make that the problem. We distract from the main issue, which is a lack of self-love. So these things drive us towards understanding that purpose. But when we're in it, it's not feeling good. A lot of this also comes from relationships that are abusive, because we then get into that kind of thing of like the narcissist or the codependent. And we really look outside of ourselves because we've learned that we can't really fully trust this. So we look for that external approval and authority and powerful person a lot of the time as well, because we haven't yet integrated it within ourselves. It's a projection of the part of ourselves we have not yet owned. So we do this and we have these patterns, and we're trying to distract ourselves from this loneliness. And what I've learned in my life and my coaching for years now is that we all have the same ability to become whole. And that hole within us, that loneliness that we never got met, is actually the call to wholeness. There is a very specific, in my opinion, way to start your purpose and your practice of self-love. First, you have to get rid of the judgment that it's narcissistic. It's actually the opposite of that. It's actually loving, and self-loving is basically the core of all issues, is a lack of that. Narcissists don't know how to love themselves, so they create a false self. That's not self-love. That's false love. So when you're developing self-love, you're healing not only yourself, but everyone you touch. And the first way to start that is to get rid of the judgment. Where there's judgment, there cannot be love. Judgment is a lack of love. When we judge someone's behavior or judge ourselves, what we're doing is we're reinforcing that part of ourselves that we abandoned, we're afraid of, or couldn't believe in. And so what I like to do is really show you the targeted points where that is still playing out in your life. How can you love yourself more today? And this is how we start. Number one, what are you eating? Are you eating what you think you should eat, or are you eating what your body needs? Are you overworking yourself? Are you underworking yourself because you've just given up? Are you trying to achieve too much to prove something? Or are you relaxed in your flow? Who are the people around you? Are these people cool people, or are they successful people, or are they those things, but also loving, real, authentic relationships? Are they people that really give a crap about you? Are they people you actually love supporting? Are they people that nurture you, who you truly are, and show you unconditionality? See, a lot of us who grow up without the love that we needed or deserved pick other people kind of in that vibration because we haven't healed that vibration within ourselves. So sometimes I actually tell people to take a little break from most people for a few days to really see, gosh, how am I feeling supported by these people in my life? Are they the right people? This is huge. What you're eating, the right people, your environment, the work you're doing, are these things supporting you? And are these things loving you? This is really important to look at because oftentimes when we come from a place of lack in self-love, we've set up a structure that we think will give us love rather than support our true selves in loving ourselves. So, you are not broken and there's nothing to fix. You are hurting and there's something to heal. A daily practice of self-care is mandatory. Whether it just say, hey, you know what, for this week I'm going to have a green juice in the morning, alkalize my system, feed my body. It's all about soul love. It's all about self-nurture. It's all about the soul food, you guys. It can be in your life or in your body. They both have to reflect each other. You can't just be like, oh, I eat well, but my friends are really jealous of me and things are weird. It has to be both. It has to be, I have this environment that really supports me, but as I support myself, that vibration will start to attract your tribe. That vibration of self-love and how you're getting a higher vibration, you'll start to vibrate with the things that are right for you. That's how we attract our tribe. First, we're authentic about how we feel. Then we live in alignment with that truth, with the things that we do for ourselves, and then we attract our tribe. And what I want to say to you guys is, if you have resistance to even starting this work, or if you're coming up against blocks within this work, look at why. What are you afraid to still look at? Are you afraid to be like, oh my God, it was my mom that did this to me? Are you afraid to say, oh, I just don't understand why this is my life? Are you afraid to say, oh, maybe it was my fault? What is that fear? Because I can guarantee if there's fear attached, it's not the truth. The only truth is love. So trust that as you're going deeper. Those barriers that you're afraid to love yourself and trust yourself, look at those. Why did I ever buy into the misbelief that I wasn't safe within myself, that I couldn't believe in myself, that I couldn't trust myself, that I didn't deserve the bigness that I dream about? Where are those blocks? Work them out. Just so you know, my workbook, which is below, and Soul Lab is 100% for this. It's self-love school, especially for highly sensitive and indigo people. People who really didn't get the understanding, the love, the support they needed, and continue those patterns. We undo those patterns by getting honest and getting real rather than living this ideal. We are who we are. We understand now why in a global perspective. We put those boundaries in. We put those life skills in and those spiritual understandings in. And then we start to build from the inside out. I want you guys to love yourself so deeply and completely. Please share this video with anyone that you think it could help. And I'll see you soon. Namaste. Don't forget to subscribe.